you watch this Astros scandal play out, and what is it that you think to yourself?
Well, when I played, it was you always tried to steal the signs from a third base coach. You'd like to know as a manager if the guy's got the hit and run on, or he's got a squeeze bunt on, or he's got a steal sign on, because you can pitch out and help win the game. I was never one that wanted to know what was coming as far as a guy on second trying to tell me hitting. I didn't want to know because he might be wrong. But when you start using electronics to do it, that's a little bit too much. And I don't know who did what and when they did it, but it's amazing to me, guys. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but you've had 3 managers that are terminated. You have 1 general manager that's terminated, and I don't know stealing signs helped any of those 4 guys.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, stealing signs helped the hitters.
Yeah,
and we can't discipline any of the hitters. I know it's a tough situation for Rob Manfred because you don't know who did it and when they did it, but I mean, this general manager of Houston, did it help his life by stealing signs electronically?
I mean, they won, but understood. The hitters benefited more. The cheaters benefited more but they were going after authority, and they wanted to give some immunity to the players because it got them to be more honest in the investigation. And you also have to collectively bargain. You know how strong that union is. You have to collectively bargain your punishment.
Well, Pete,
you're absolutely right. They don't want to mess with that union. You're absolutely right about that. But still, I mean, you have to. If you don't do anything to the players, they're probably going to think they can do it again. Just like at least they suspend the guy taking steroids for a year or so, or 80 games or so. That kind of curtailed that a little bit. But yet every year you have a couple more guys that are caught with PEDs or caught taking steroids. So that's not totally cleaned up. And do we think that these two, Boston and Houston, are the only 2 teams that did this? Are they the smartest guys in the world?
Pete, using electronics to steal signs, betting on baseball, steroids, playing at Coors Field in the 90s. Which is the worst?
I don't know. Steroids, you still have to hit the ball. And you still have to hit the ball where no one can catch it. Let me tell you something, guys. I played in 3,500 games. I batted 15,000 times. I would have loved to know what is coming when the guy threw the pitch. See, a guess hitter is a guy. Let's say a guy has a fastball, slider, and a changeup. Oh, he's got 3 pitches. Now, a guess hitter, and a lot of your home run hitters are guess hitters, they'll go up and they'll look for a pitch. They may look for a curveball. They may look for a fastball. They may look for a slider. That's called guess hitting. But now, electronically, you're getting the pitches. You're guess hitting, but you're guessing right every time, because the pitch that you guess is coming, because they told you it was coming. And believe me when I tell you, hitting is a lot easier if you know what's coming, especially if you got a guy that's got a great changeup or a guy that's got a great curveball. Everybody's got a good fastball. But if you've got a great changeup and you know it's coming, you're never off stride. And all pitchers try to do is get hitters off stride. That's what a changeup does. And if you know it's coming, you're never off stride. You may not hit to find a hole, but you'll still hit the ball hard if it's a strike. You still got to swing at a strike.
You sound good. Pete Rose with us on ESPN Radio.
Pete, I am a voter, and you should be in the Hall of Fame.
That's all right. I made that mistake many years ago, and, I'm not going to spend the rest of my life praying that I go to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
If it ever happens, I'll be the happiest guy in the world. And I know all the guys since, I come up 63. The first Hall of Famer I played against was Stan Musial. So I pretty much know all the guys that went into the Hall of Fame after 68 or 69 all the way up till today.
Nice.
And I played against most of them. I played with a lot of them. So I know all about the Hall of Fame, and there's some guys that should be in there. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I believe in steroids or anything like that, but Barry Bonds had a great career. Roger Clemens had a great career. I'm not so much on Mark McGwire's bandwagon, because Mark McGwire was a home run hitter. So was Dave Kingman. You got to be able to play the game of baseball. And some of these DHs, Edgar Martinez made it. He didn't own a glove. How can you be a baseball player and not own a glove?
He's right.
Yeah, when I played, I had 5 different gloves because I played 5 different positions.
Right.
I mean, how in the hell can you tell somebody I'm a baseball player? We'll go get your glove. We'll play out in the back. Well, I don't have a glove. Well, what do you mean you're a baseball player? I got a bat. That's a honeymoon, man. To be a DH in baseball, that's a honeymoon.
But, Pete, I have to ask you very honestly, you're a betting man. Would you bet that you will someday be reinstated and make the Hall, either posthumously or during your lifetime?
I don't think so while I'm around. I don't think so while I'm around. And I can't – see, listen, guys, I was a player for 24 years, and I only worried about things I was in control of. I'm not in control of being reinstated. Hey, I like Rob Manfred. I think he's got a tough job, and this is his toughest challenge so far. A couple other challenges he has. Okay, this past year, you guys know, strikeouts were up, home runs were up, attendance was down. Okay, baseball attendance was down by 1 million. So if I'm the commissioner of baseball, I have to concern myself with that. If I'm the commissioner of baseball and I see a 7-game World Series between Houston and Washington, and 5 of the games were 4 hours, and only one of them was an extra inning game, I got to find a way to shorten the game. And you can't shorten the game by these pitchers going out there and pitching 5 or 6 innings, because every game has 4, 5, 6 pitchers in it. And when you're bringing pitchers, parading pitchers in every other inning, it takes time to play the game. Plus, you have 6 minutes of commercials every inning. It's a 9-inning game. What's 9 times 6? 54 minutes of commercials. They're not going to get rid of the commercials. So people who worried about long games, forget about it. It's not going to get better.
We're so glad you're watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, make sure you subscribe to ESPN Plus. We'll see you there.